All right, I'm back. I apologize. Had a new baby. Life got in the way of doing stuff like this, but I'm back. Got a new toy. Want to show it off, and I've seen a lot of videos on it already. Obviously, it's a new product. People are saying it's a game changer. I'm here to be honest with you. It was a gift to me, but still had to be paid for. It was not something handed to me to review. So anyway, what I got is the King Tri Tube, and I'm running it different than what everybody else typically does. A lot of people put it in the effects loops of their amps or direct. Technically speaking, I'm direct. But how I normally have been using it is in my Line 6 power cab, and then my other output is going to my Fender Deluxe reverb. So I'm running these things in stereo. And I will explain to you how I did that with my little overhead camera here. So anyways, we're gonna start here. So I have this thing being controlled via MIDI on my quad cortex. So step one is this guy is going into one of the effects loops of my quad cortex. And then these three overdrive pedals go into the other effects loop. The Big Sky it does not touch this. The Big Sky goes only to the Fender amp because the reverb in this is so great, and if I want some other effects, I'll just use the quad cortex. It makes it far easier. So anyways, effects loop, this is going to be effects loop 2, and these are in effects loop 1. So the way I have my chain set up is output 1 goes to a power cab. That's how I'm running stereo. So it's a power cabinet. It's a Line 6. It's a great little power cab, but that's how I'm doing it. And then the other line on top goes out into the Big Sky into the front of my Fender Deluxe. Well, basically, what I'm going to show you is anything beyond this splitter here on this screen, this way, completely ignore that. None of that stuff matters. That's the Fender amp only. And you come down and follow it. This is where the Tone King is sitting. So think of this effects loop block right here for the Tone King as like the amp block on your quad cortex. Quad cortex users, you'll know what I'm talking about. So think of that as your amp block. Well, I have this overdrive going in front of it. The Hot Rubber Monkey right here set to high gain to capture. So anyway, that's also on my Cortex Cloud. If anybody wants the capture of this, you'll hear it. I'll tell you when it's on. Anyways, this effects loop block here, like I said, is these three pedals, and they go in order from Sunset to the Rip Speaker to the Hot Rubber Monkey. Out, boom, into the splitter. So those are all going into the front of this. And then my delays and my reverbs are technically speaking in the effects loop, if you want to call it that. But since they fall after the preamp, it's like running it into an effects loop. Anyways, that's how I have this set up. That's the board in a nutshell. So I'm going to demonstrate a few tones. And then, yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Do I think it's a game changer? I will let you know. I was talking about the reverb here. Ooh boy, this stuff sounds good. So that's like the clean. I'm just going to go through this quick, by the way. But yeah, that's the clean setting. I ran through, you know, you crank the volume and it's pushing the preamp. Gives a little bit of pizzazz. But I use that as my clean-ish channel. And then, like I said, I got everything MIDI switching on the quad cortex. You'll see on the overhead. When I hit foot switch B, that activates the overdrive or lead channel on the Tone King, and as well as the high gain HRM pedal into the front of the Fender, but ignore that. Channel C here, that is this on the clean channel, but the Hot Rubber Monkey high gain through the Imperial. So you guys know what to expect when I start clicking buttons. And this guy is the tremolo on this thing, which sounds incredible. I like tremolo. I've used tremolo, but this thing, it's very usable. It sounds awesome. So yeah, run through that real fast. Go a little faster on speed, a little less depth. So yeah, that's the tremolo. I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of different settings on it. Sounds great. Does what it does on tremolo things. Where it really shines is everywhere. It's worth the hype. It does everything great. So yeah, I'm going to run through the overdrive channel, and then I'll start throwing some pedals in on it. You got to kind of see how it takes pedals. Great, by the way. A lot of the times when I come in here, I'll just fire this stuff up, my board and the power cab, and just play through that. So anyway, let's go to the overdrive channel. I'll start throwing in some delays and stuff and just kind of fiddle around. So if I'm sloppy or I mess up, oh well. So yeah, it changes a lot when you start messing with the tone. So yeah, the mid bite and the tone knobs, they react with each other like crazy. Like if you take the tone, turn it to halfway, turn your mid bite all the way up, it sounds good. If you turn the tone all the way up, mid bite all the way down, it sounds good. Just sounds different. It's not everybody's flavor, but where I have it set currently is where I typically keep it. If I want a lighter gain style sound, I'll just use a different pedal into the front of it. Problem solved. So yeah, these are the settings that I keep it at. This is running through a gold speaker, the IR at least. So yeah, that's that. I'm now going to start adding in some delays, and I'll do some reverb and then some overdrives and kind of show you how it takes all that stuff. I've never seen anybody do it the way I've done it, have it routed the way I have it routed, have it MIDI controlled the way I have it MIDI controlled. So I thought it would be cool. If anybody does have questions about it, I'm not going to go through a whole video on how I program the MIDI for this. Unless people start asking, then I will. Otherwise, I'm not wasting my time. So anyway, I'm going to add in, or do this on the overdrive channel, and I'll use, I think this is, yeah, it's just an analog delay right there. And yeah, we'll just pull up the gig view here real fast. There we go. Now I can read. So yeah, that's analog delay, pretty simple little setup here. I'm gonna go back to the clean signal. And it's just a big clean sound. Like I'm not even running the stereo into my interface. Like you do that and it sounds really good. I'm gonna knock the I apologize if it clipped a little bit there. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I'm gonna throw some overdrives into the front. So we'll start with the hot rubber monkey. Set halfway on the gain. And this is one of my favorite sounds by a lot. That's a great sounding pedal. Highly recommend it to anybody who anyone who's thinking about getting one should get one. My GoPro just died, so I hope that kind of gave everybody an idea on, yeah, the switching part of it. So I'll just go back to the full view of me, just not what everybody wants to see, but here I am. Anyway, that was a hot rubber monkey. Now I'm gonna swap over to the high gain capture of it, show you what that sounds like. Little delay. So yeah, that was with humbuckers, obviously. So I'm gonna swap this guitar out for my Strat, and yeah, I'll give you some sound samples like that. I hope this video is doing this thing justice. I really do. I'm making it a little more quick and simple and sweet compared to some other people, which is fine. I just prefer to do it this way because it's easier for me. And I got 2 kids, so I need to get back to them at some point. So anyway, please ignore how I have this cord plugged into this guitar. So I know you saw this on the overhead previously. Now that that camera's dead, GoPro's awful with battery life. Why? I don't know. Anyways, so I'm gonna run through. I'm not gonna change any more settings on the Tone King, so don't worry about that. And all I'm gonna be doing is clicking through some different settings on the Quiet Cortex. I'll let you know which one it is. So, problem solved. So this is a dual delay, and I really enjoy the sound of it, so that's why it's on here. I need to turn that up. A little less output than the... So yeah, that's used for more of like a... shimmery, ambient, more style type playing. This is a hall reverb that I have set up. It's kind of a big one, but it gives me... So let me back up a little bit. So this thing has 127 different program changes you can do on it. Why would you ever use that many? I don't know, because the knobs aren't digital. What I do, the only complaint I have with it, okay, I'll just say that. The only complaint I have is they should have at least made the reverb and the tremolo knobs digital, so you can save the position that they're in. Like if you want more reverb on one setting than the other. So anyway, yeah, with all the 127 presets you can get on it, well, all that does is either save tremolo on and off, reverb on and off, or the different cabinet, so different IRs. But it doesn't change anything else. Oh, you can also change the channel on it, so you can go from lead to rhythm. That's my only gripe. Really, that is it. So anyway, back to here. I got this hall reverb set up. You know what I'm about to do, right? Yep, okay. It's even a little too much reverb, and I do think he uses a plate reverb, but I use that. I like the way that sounds, so that's what I got. So yeah, this with the Strat, like you got, that's the reverb in the Tone King. Spring reverb, sounds so good. I'm not a funk player, if you could tell. Anyway, let's see. Hot Rubber Monkey. Can't go wrong with the Hot Rubber Monkey pedal. Knock that down just a hair. Yeah, let's say now I want to switch the channel. Boom, channel switched. Now I'm on the Tone King lead channel. Which is really great for like the neck pickup on this thing. So for like the Strat, I would have to bring the tone down a little bit. So yeah, with the Strat hooked to it, I brought the tone knob down just a little, because the bridge pickup on this one is pretty in your face. But yeah, back to the clean. Tone King's reverb, just because it's that good. So I'm gonna turn the reverb up to about half and the dwell just past there, and you get almost this ambient sound. It's pretty awesome. Or you turn the dwell and reverb all the way up, and you can get crazy. So, see, all over the place. Anyway, so that's the reverb on there. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see what else I can do. Hot Rubber Monkey at full tilt. So if I take that and kill this, go to the Hot Rubber Monkey, the actual pedal, not the capture, and put the rip speaker in front of it. So this is without. Rip speaker in front of the Hot Rubber Monkey, and you get this crazy freaking cool, unique sound. you can use like a clone, which is what this is, and get that cool Stratty sound, right? This is without it, just for reference. So that's great for so yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that is kind of sort of a quick video on this. 30 minutes. Shit, my bad. But yeah, that's the Tone King Imperial Tri Tube. Like I said, the only complaints that I have with it is it would have been super great if they would have done the reverb and the tremolo digitally. What I say by digitally, it's just make the knobs digital, make it to where you could just save it. But what do I know? I didn't build and design this. But what I can say is it really is worth the hype. It really is incredible. It really is, hate to say the words, game changer. Because honestly, if you don't want to buy a $3,000 amp, okay, you buy that, $600. You buy a power cab. I mean, you can find one used for a fair price. You can get one of the Fender power cabs. They look like a Fender amp. You get the Line 6 one like I got, and you got an amp in your room. It's got tubes in it. It's got 3 tubes in it, 3 preamp tubes, and it breaks up like an amp because it is an amp. I hate it when people say like, "Oh, it breaks up like an amp." Well, it is. It's just a preamp. It doesn't have a power amp. That's why you got a power cab, or you run it into an interface, or in my case, through a quad cortex and gazillion different effects and cables and cords, and yeah. So yeah, if anybody has any questions regarding how I have it routed or how I'm controlling the MIDI on it with foot switches, feel free to reach out and I can either just tell you, or I will make a whole video on how I program MIDI on this for the pedal. I use some program changes. I also have some CC messages on it, and boom, just like that. If you want to see more stuff that it can do, go watch some of the other videos that have been put out on. A lot of people show you the computer editor. A lot of them show you different settings on the knobs. Like I try to do a little bit of that, but this was more so showing you like, look, I got this thing running through a quad cortex, and I got the quad cortex running the show. I mean, through the Fender amp and through power cab or front of house or however I would decide to run things if I ever played out, which I'm never probably going to. So there's that. I know I've been talking y'all's ears off and kind of sort of just dillying around on the guitar, very sloppy like, but yeah, I just want to give everybody a good idea from somebody who has to purchase this kind of stuff currently. Hopefully that's not forever, but anyway, if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop a comment, ask away. I'm going to try to be more consistent. So yeah, I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending when it is. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a good one.